Posibilă în Orientul Mijlociu este declarația profesorului în afaceri guvernamentale și internaționale la Universitatea Virginia Tech și autor al cărții Război și conflict în Orientul Mijlociu și Africa de Nord. Într-un interviu exclusiv pentru News CNN, profesorul Ariel Ahram vorbește despre posibilitatea unui conflict regional în Orient, dar și cum ar putea Israelul să distrugă axa de rezistență a Iranului. Mr. Ahram, everyone is watching the situation in the Middle East, and I think the question that we all have is how close are we to a regional conflict or even World War III?
A regional conflict looks more likely now than it did a month ago, and more likely a month ago than it did a year or a year and a half ago. Still, I think it's important to remember that no sides in the conflict wants a regional war, much less a world war. There are some substantial problems, though, of miscalculation and misperception that could lead to accidental escalation. Israel alone can deliver a significant military blow to all of Iran's proxies, the Houthis, Hezbollah in Lebanon, as well as to Hamas. It can also strike a significant blow against Iran itself. But military approaches by themselves will not break the axis. Only a diplomatic approach that entices these proxies away from the Iranian orbit will be able to definitively break the axis. Israel is certain to respond in a military manner. The major question, though, is how large an escalation Israel will launch. Israel is already fighting in Lebanon and in Gaza, and it may decide that it does not want to see a major escalation going on with Iran at the same time. Additionally, the U.S. is putting substantial pressure on Israel not to take a risky move that would draw Iran deeper into the conflict.
Do you think, is it possible to have peace in the Middle East? Because we are speaking about an old conflict there.
I do believe that it is possible to have peace in the Middle East. Peace will require new commitments to diplomacy. It will require a willingness to compromise. It will require an engagement in dialogue between enemies. Those things are in short supply right now, but I don't think that they are forever gone in the region. We have seen many old conflicts across the world, in Europe, in America, in Asia, that have turned peaceful. I don't think the Middle East will be necessarily different, but right now it's hard to have that kind of hope. Before there are large-scale negotiations, there will probably be small-scale negotiations. Negotiations to develop a ceasefire that lasts for a week or even a month. Negotiations to allow humanitarian aid to proceed. Negotiations to allow refugees to resettle. Those types of agreements can help decelerate violence and allow a reconsideration of the overall policies. You have to get to a pause point before you can make a large bargain.